Hello, you
Hello,
handsome boy. How are you?
I am mid-scran. That is how I
Oh,
am.
that just reminded me, I need to eat soon.
Yeah, bro.
I'm a crap
Quarantine.
bodybuilder. Jesus Christ.
Mm,
Where's Jono?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him.
Oh, he did say he was joining us. Maybe he'll appear. Um,
I hope he is.
Two things.
Yeah.
So if you can hear EastEnders or something random in the back, my
Yeah.
mum is here, but she's not even in the house at the moment. But I'm not allowed to turn it off.
Is it recording or something? Like what?
No, she's not even watching it. Wait, hold your food up.
Oh, fuck. I put the lid on now.
I thought you were eating it.
Yeah, well, I realised it's going to be quite distracting. Actually, I guess I'll just kind of slowly make my way through it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. You can eat while I'm talking. Right. This has been the worst intro so far. So no Nobel Prizes will be given. That's not what they're for. What is it? Golden Globes?
I don't
If
know.
anybody knows what on earth I'm trying to refer to here, let me know.
Is it
I
an
think it's
Emmy?
Golden Globes. Emmys?
What's
No.
the music one? One of them's
It's,
music.
it's definitely not a Nobel Prize. I know that much.
That's a peace prize, man. We're not peaceful. We go to
No, they have
war.
different ones.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they have prizes for like science and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was all to do with peace.
Oh, I'm gonna get the Nobel Prize for most
Hatred.
primo injected in a lifetime. One day.
Biggest lab rat.
Yeah. Did you see my response to your question earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, I've been hearing good things about this primo stuff. I've been hearing good things about it. Right. So in true us fashion, we don't really have a topic for today.
Yeah. I also didn't get any questions today.
I
So.
got two. My followers are better than yours.
Oh, man. My views have been crap today. I
Yeah,
shouldn't.
bro, I got shafted. So I didn't, I think it was New Year's Day. I ended up basically not posting. And then normally I get like 500. I think I've said this before on the podcast, but
Yeah.
I've literally been getting like 200. I'm like, why? This is outrageous. But yeah, I ended up getting two questions.
Mm.
I can't remember what either of them are, so I will have a look. But how has your week been going, bro?
I've been quite ill.
You've
I've
informed
told you
us
this.
that your appetite has returned, which I think is an interesting development.
Yeah. Well, my appetite has not come back. I'm struggling my way through this.
Oh,
The thing is, yeah, I'm that
wait,
sick.
no, yeah, that your appetite was gone. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, for the first time in a very long time, well, I think ever, I'm not hungry for my food. But I'm kind of just getting it down. To be honest though, I haven't really tried to make it um much easier to get in. So like if you look at this fucking trough, viewers, you'll see that there's vegetables in there and it is rice. That's not very great if you're not feeling very hungry. So probably if after I'm ill, my appetite's still crap, we'll probably pull out some veg and go for probably bagels or rice cakes. They're really, really easy. I'm a big fan of rice cakes. I could literally eat an entire pack easily, happily.
Snacker Jack's caramel.
Exactly.
What veg have you got?
Um, I was in a rush, so it's literally just beetroot, tomato, and then some leaves.
Hello, mother.
Hello, I thought you were doing your podcast.
Yeah, I am. You're
Oh,
disturbing us. Can you turn these things off, please?
I watched the telly.
You weren't even in the house. Yeah, what were you saying anyway, bro?
it's beetroot, tomato, and some mixed leaves that I've pinched off my mum.
Oh,
She's big into her veg.
that is pretty good. To be fair.
I steal her veg.
Have you got like whole beetroots or shredded beetroot?
They're like I've sliced them up. They're like little balls, and they've got horseradish on them, so they're like a little bit spicy. They're quite nice, like spicy beetroot, I think it's called. It's fancy, bro.
I think I know what you're talking about. The love beet shredded one is my favorite one. Did you see my bagel burger yesterday, bro?
Bro, look banging.
That was so good. Literally all I did was 150 grams of beef mince, some salt in the middle, wrap it all up. I think I put some pepper in it as well. Smashed it on a pan and was literally done in like 5 minutes. That is so going to be a regular meal.
Was that your meal though? Just one burger?
Yeah, just a bagel burger. It would normally be beef and potato, but I had like 800 grams of potato and I need 1,000 for my meal. So I just had a bagel instead. Not as in 1,000. Yeah.
I was going to say.
No, I'm not a psychopath eating like a whole bag of potato.
I was like, a kilo of potato is not a bagel, my friend. That'd be mad.
Yeah.
What are these questions, man? What are these questions?
Right. So first one, which I think is going to make a pretty good discussion. I think we're probably going to agree on it though. So question number 1 from the listeners, are supersets necessary? What's your thoughts on that?
They're not necessary, no, but they're a great tool if you're low on time. I can't really see any benefit above a traditional like rest periods. Yeah, I mean, they're not necessary, but if you're low on time, I guess you could argue for some people they're necessary to get the volume in. But what would you say, man?
For some individuals, and in fact, the vast majority of people that use them, I'd actually say they're probably going to be counterproductive, because what I tend to see is people thinking like, oh, I've got to superset all of these movements. And then like you see their last reps and they're just as easy as the first ones. So you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get more total work in, but the work you're doing is of a lower quality because you've got more of it to do. The only real situation which I would use it is for time efficiency, or supersetting something like abs and carbs, which just aren't difficult at all, and it's not really going to take anything away from it. Definitely not necessary, can be useful, but probably not something you need to do at all.
Yeah, that abs and calves is good because it's like 2 things most people don't like training, condense it down. That reminds me, there was this one guy, I'll say this quickly, he DM'd me being like, I'm dieting. He ran me through his training and he was like, yeah, I superset everything to burn as many calories as possible. And I was like, okay, right. I can see vaguely where you're coming from. You know, you want to get your expenditure high so you can eat more food and diet easier. But it would be smarter to get that expenditure from cardio. And you're going to find it easier to progress your sets if they have a traditional rest period behind them. Trying to progress an entire session that is entirely supersets is going to be really, really hard in a diet. So yeah, like you said, for a lot of people, they're probably being counterproductive. People use them because they're like, oh, it makes the sets harder. Just train harder. You don't need the superset.
Yeah, I would agree. The second one is more of an opinion rather than an actual question, but I guess we can discuss this. So this was firmly stated, you should not train longer than 1 hour without snacks. This individual is fond of powerlifting, so that may give you some context.
Yeah, the thing is, when people say you should never or you should always, the first thing that I ask is why, to hear their thought on it. It sounds like he's taking the piss.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, like obviously, you know, you can train longer than an hour without eating. It's not that detrimental. I guess you could go into the whole like talk about the benefits of EAAs and intra workout if you wanted to, but I think he's just taking the piss, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, bro, that actually leads us to a good point. I am going to plug my laptop in because it's about to die. But
respect.
When would you use intra workout supplementation?
When would I?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple situations, God, I couldn't think of the word, where I'd use it. First off, probably the easiest one is people struggling with food in general. Again, like 50 gram of carb, intra workout, that's 200 calories for some people. That's the easiest 200 calories they'll ever get in their life. That's nice and simple. If I've got someone dieting and they're okay with that food loss, then I tend to kind of, if I've got someone dieting and they say this is a lot of food or I'm not really hungry, then I'd probably say, okay, how would you feel about us throwing in some orange juice or some kind of juice? Normally I kind of point people towards like costodextrin, but if they don't want to buy it, then I point them towards juice. But yeah, I'd say typically, in general, people who aren't hungry, and then probably more towards people who are dieting, but then also people who are pushing up. But traditionally, people who aren't hungry. If you've got someone hungry, giving them an intra workout, I don't think it's going to be that productive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. Makes sense, because you don't want to be spunking calories on something which you could just eat a little bit more pre or post workout and get more benefit from. My intro was, I think it got up to 50 carb, and that was literally just because I didn't want to eat it.
Fair. I've got 50 carb intro at the minute, just because I found, like, particularly on leg sessions, I was just drained by the end, and like I would rather go a little bit hungrier, but because I hack towards the end of the sessions, I'd rather go a little bit hungrier but know that I can more consistently progress that hack than like have an extra 50 carb during the day. But typically, because I'm a hungrier individual, I tend not to use them. Like when I'm dieting, that's normally the first thing to go is intra, because I want that food.
Yeah, exactly. That completely makes sense. Another thing that I meant to touch on last week as well, after we all train together, is spotting technique, because it's something that a lot of people do. And I think sort of the rationale behind it, sometimes people don't understand. So like when you're going to spot someone, you don't need to apply 50, 100 pounds and literally like hurl the bar up, say, if you're on a bench press. They need like a couple of fingers to work through the sticking point, and giving or essentially taking away from their set is not going to be beneficial for them in the long term. So the way that I like to spot is literally, if it's still moving, then sound like you don't need to help at all. Even if it's moving really slowly, like some of my last reps are like 10 seconds long. And on stuff like, say, a leg extension or a hamstring curl, something the DP Fit, do you know him?
No. But I've heard you talk about him. I've heard you talk about him.
He taught me this, is spot like from, say, the ankles, if that makes sense. So they can feel how much pressure you're applying, or like, say, in a cuffed fly or something like that, like spot from the elbow so they can feel it and they know if you're helping them. Another big thing is just sort of the psychological side of, oh, okay, this person's here to support me, so I can push a little bit harder. And I find the second that I put my hand there, suddenly it starts to move again.
The two things I always do when spotting is, as soon as those reps slow down, you're hovering underneath that bar. And yeah, you literally, like Luke said, just enough force to get them at that sticking point. If the bar is stopped, if it's moving, it's their rep. And then, yeah, your only job once you've got them past that sticking point is, again, just to be there in case for whatever reason they let go. You know, you still want to make sure that you could catch it or stop it or whatever. Just
drop the bar on their neck. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I push down. When Luke starts to hit failure, I'm like, you're not getting bigger than me, sunshine. And I push it down. On the Nautilus press, I'm just there pushing against him.
You're a horrible person. Oh, yeah, my God.
That was a sick session.
Yeah, what else have you been up to? What illness have you got? Do you
don't know.
Anything special?
Not as far as I'm aware, mate. Everyone I know is ill. Fucking, it's got round to Liam. I'm seeing it, like, even on social media, even across the borders, man. I've got a couple US clients and they're like, yeah, bro, I'm ill. And I'm like, how have I made you ill? It's me, man, talking to them.
Travels through, Lou.
Yeah, bro. That's why it's such a premium service, because you when you spit on the screen, it like transfers through.
That's vile. That's absolutely vile, mate. What was I going to say? That's why I was late to the recording, as I was on a consultation call with a client from America, and it still feels mental that people like literally on the other side of the world somehow find our posts. Do you get what I mean?
Trust, when I first got a client from the States and I was chatting to him, I remember like not knowing, and I was like, okay, like what would, like, talking about a call, I was like, what time suits you for a call? And he was like, oh yeah, same time tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, 6 p.m. sick. And he was like, do you mean 6 p.m.? And I was like, bro, it's 6 p.m. I don't know what to tell you. And then he was like, no, it's like, I forget what it was. It was like 8 hours behind or something. And he was like, bro, it's like 10 a.m. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what's your time zone? And he was like, California or some shit. And I was like, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Mate,
crazy.
trust. It like when you first get like, I remember my first client who I didn't know ever, like the first like completely random person, and the first international client. They're like big ones I won't forget. Like I was like, when the first person who I didn't know came to coach me, I was like, what? You don't know me? This is mad. Incredible, man.
The barriers are like first person that pays you,
Mm,
then it's first person you don't know, then it's like someone from another country.
mm.
And you're like, what is going on here?
To
Every
be
single
fair,
time.
first female client, that's a big one as well. I've had 2 girls previously, and yeah, that was mad. I remember first time I had a female client, I was like a little bit scared. I was brushing up on my research. I was like, whoa. But yeah, bro, long time ago now. Little
I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
bro. I was panicking. I was like, can't even talk to women, let alone coach them. That's a joke. I can coach women fine. Don't worry, guys. That was a long time ago. I'm just digging myself a hole. People are gonna think I'm a shit coach. People are gonna think I'm like some incel who's a shit coach. It's this bro, it's the deload. I'm 3 days into a deload, and it's like it's mad not training. But to be fair, my drive to train is like all time zero, so I feel so shit. Like,
do you find that when you're deloading, you're just so much more productive?
Oh,
It feels like I have like an extra 6 hours of my day.
I'm not gonna lie. It depends. When I'm training, I'm way less productive on rest days because on a training day, it's like, right, I've got training at this time. I need to train at this time. So everything else is just so much more like at certain times. It just happens. I'll wake up and I'll be like, I don't really want to do my uni work. And I'll be like, well, now's the time of the day where it's scheduled in. I've got this amount of time, 2-3 hours for the first block. Let's get that done because I need to get my pre-mail in to go train. And so it kind of sets my day up. Whereas on a rest day and on a deload, because everything I do is online, it's a bit more flexible. So it's harder for me to kind of be like, okay, do this at this time. So I'm probably more productive with training, but I don't know. I also feel less battered as well. So
yeah,
what do you
get
think,
what you mean? It's always when you've had a deload and then you're like literally itching to go and train. It's always really, really good. And the first session back just hits so hard.
I'm hoping that will hit me soon. It's only been 3 days. Normally at day 5 is when it hits the last.
Yeah, and then you wait like 2 or 3 more days as well.
Those last 2 days, man. That last day goes by so slow on a deload, I swear. You can be, I don't care what you're doing, you can be out all day, busy off your tits for 24 hours before that first session. It's still going by slowly. Like the wait to train, man. Or like when you're eating your pre-meal and you're waiting around for that first session. Oh man. Oh
yeah, my like pre-training routine is pre-meal, although it's a rest day today, so I've got my pre-meal last just because it's nice. Pre-meal, write the logbook, and then literally just drive there. Nothing too hectic. Sometimes I'll watch somebody train. I'm going to do the body part that I'm going to do, or parts, but usually not.
That I think that's a big one that a lot of people don't think about, is like before training, I kind of like to have like my time to watch, like a push, an upper, a legs, whatever, like you said. Because you kind of need to like get a little bit of your head. You need to get a little bit in the game before you've even got
in the game.
Get your nut in the game, mate. Exactly. You got to get a bit George Osborne before you even get there. But mate, I think that's a lot of people I know who are very, very good at making progress do that. And I don't think people quite realize that there's a correlation there. You know what I mean? Like there is something about watching someone that you idolize push and then going and doing a push. It sounds dumb, but I think there's something there.
Yeah, something I like to do as well is just put my phone on like airplane mode or something like that, so it's
Yeah.
actually like my time, so to speak.
Yeah, that's probably the one time that I'm deliberately slow with replying to clients is not so much pre-training, but during my session, definitely. Pre, I don't mind it. Depends what it is. If it's a quick message, that's cool. If someone's like sending me all their training footage, then I'll probably just ping them a message and be like, "Hey, I'll get back to this when I'm done training."
Yeah,
But yeah, like training really does have to be your time. You know, I think even if you're not a coach, and like you've got people or like you're in group chats or on your phone, you see it all the time. People in the gym just constantly on their phone, and it's like just take yourself away from it, man, because it will do you some good to kind of be a bit present. That's a good thing about training is it makes you very grounded.
yeah, especially if you fail the rep and end up on the floor.
Well, especially if every set is terrifying, then you'd very much live in the present because that's all you're scared of, the fucking present.
Oh, you know the pivot leg press at the coach?
Yeah, man.
Mate, I did a set of 15 on there,
Oh.
2 reps in reserve, and that was hell. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This was horrible. So I can only imagine like that machine is just horrific. I
But
do not want to be present there.
you've set the baseline now you've got to beat it.
No, I'll go back to uni next week. It's fine.
Oh, what a cheeky fuck. This guy.
So basically, the only things that I know what I'm going to use is what I was doing like just over a month ago, and then like RDLs.
Fair, man.
But yeah,
I went to the osteo, right? There's this guy who lives near me. Shout out Matt the osteo on Instagram. He's an osteo and a physio and a ton of other things. I'm not doing him justice. To get my knees checked out because I've been on and off with some issues for a while, and I finally got.
dodgy, to be fair.
Yeah, man, for real. And like, I finally got an explanation for it. The underside of my, if I remember rightly, the underside of my patella tendon is a little bit rough and it hasn't formed correctly. And it's something that I think he said can happen during like adolescence. And most people don't notice, but if you start to like lift with like heavier weights, you can kind of feel it. And like if you listen to my knee as it moves, it's like gritty. Mate, it sounds like rice cake, right? Sounds like Rice Krispies, something like a bowl of Rice Krispies. So I'm working with him now, and we've got a little rehab plan, 3-phase plan. It's going to take around 3 to 6 months to get my knees back, but I'm feeling good about starting it because it feels nice to have like an actual diagnosis for it. Like I've been told by a few different physios, they're like, just lay it off. I took 6 months off training quads and then it came back even when I eased myself back in. So you might not see me train quads for the next 6 months, but then after that, I should hopefully never have knee issues again because I'm going to have a little prevention plan. So if anyone has any injuries out there and you're hoping that it will just go away and it's been recurring, go and see a physio, go and chat to some qualified man.
Yeah, absolutely. So how is that going to fit in alongside your sort of training at the moment then?
So I'm waiting to get the plan. And I'm going to send him over kind of what Liam's got me on in terms of like hypertrophy. From what I can tell, upper will be the same. My leg session will probably just be adductors, hams, calves, glutes, so everything apart from quads. And then I'll tack on whatever he's got me doing. So I remember like just off the top of my head, I think he said it's going to be a lot of like isometric work, building up a range of motion on the leg extension. So starting off with partials and then slowly building and expanding that range of motion. And I think he said lots of like external rotation at the hip work as well. So I'll be big bunda jack very soon.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, you better have the biggest bunda about.
I already do, bro. You've seen my bunda, my batty. You can tell I'm a hip dominant lifter very soon.
That's where mine beat yours.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think my bunda out angled yours.
We'll see next time. We'll see.
To be fair, let's get the pictures up.
Well, yeah, we both screenshotted the pictures that make one of us look better.
That's true. And we're both wearing joggers, to be fair.
Yeah, we are both wearing joggers, so you can't really see.
We need to do one with all three of us in pant.
That's a little bit sus.
Nah, bro, we got to do in pant.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
not regular pants, no posing trunks. That's a bit suspicious.
That's nice. Oh my god, mate, this is so funny, right?
Yeah.
So my auntie and my cousins were here the other weekend, right? And my little cousin went into my room and she found my posing trunks. And she was like, "What are these?"
No way. Does
Yeah.
she know what you do?
No, she was just laughing. And all my family obviously knew, but they were just like wetting themselves. It was so funny.
That's so jokes, man.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that like your immediate family see you posing in them.
Oh yeah, she's 5. She's not just like, wait, what do you mean, Mum?
Millie's 5, she's only young, and she found her shorts, like, as in, yeah, how funny, because she doesn't even realise, does she?
Well, yeah, she's 5. I don't really get what you mean, Mum. But yeah, like obviously, like my mum knows that I have posing trunks. She still rips me, don't you, Mum? Yeah. Do you not want to say hello to everybody? She's in a. Oh, I was going to put my pajamas on before the podcast.
Oh, the
Damn it.
Gregs.
Yes, bro, the Greg's pajamas.
Jeez.
They're
I thought you
so
said
good.
Le Gregs for a second. I was like, my guy's been to Le Coach too many
The
times.
Greg's. Yeah,
Le Gregs.
the Greg's brilliant. Right. So I've got a couple more questions that we can go over as well, actually.
Yeah.
So
unleash him, bro.
first one, what is the most common thing you change when like a new client joins the team, if that makes sense?
Just one thing. Is that I have to say like the one most common thing that I change?
Well, a couple of things. If there's a couple of things that you traditionally do.
I'm thinking just training, volume, intensity, accuracy. And if I had to pick one, accuracy. That's the biggest change that I make to people's lifts. Because yeah, like that's where most people are normally a bit off the mark, is accuracy. What about you, man? What would you say that the biggest change?
I would say the biggest change that I make when somebody new joins the team is reduce the number of days they're training, because most people end up doing like 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week. And there are two sort of situations you've got when that's going on. You're either so battered by day 5 and 6 that it's not high quality work, or you feel absolutely fine, neither of which are optimal. Because if you feel absolutely fine, you are not training well throughout the week. So if we can scale that back to 4, maybe 5 days at a push, but 5 days is the most traditionally run with people. That means that each session, each set, each rep is of higher quality, which means you're going to be getting more out of that. And as you said there, it's going to be higher accuracy, higher intensity, and you're going to make better progress because of it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I would never ever really program someone 6 days a week. I don't think I could do 6 days a week justice long term. So I wouldn't expect the same from my clients, to be honest. I think that's 6 days is really fucking demanding if you do it properly.
That's my biggest gripe with the push-pull leg split, is just because most people run it 6 days a week.
Yeah, so many people don't realize that split is meant to be rotational. It's meant to not be across 7 days. So you'll see the most common way of laying out PPL is push, pull, rest, legs, rest, and then repeat. Like that's a 10-day split. So you're not training 6 days in a week. So many people try and shove it into a 7-day split.
Was I not listening, or did you get extra days there?
It's across 10 days.
Wait, so how you said push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs, rest. That's 8, isn't it?
Push, pull, rest, legs, rest, and then repeat.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's like you'd have like across like 5 days would be one rotation, or for some it's across 10 days because they have 2 sessions per push.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. And that works really well for people that have a lot of control over when they train. But for most people, they have more time at the weekends because they're working their jobs during the week, and yeah, that's why it doesn't tend to work up well, and probably why people just ended up doing 6 days in a row over time.
Yeah. Yeah. The closest thing to push-pull legs I ever do with people is upper lower push-pull legs. And even then I rarely give someone 5 days out the door. Normally I'd start off with 4 and I'll be like, let's run this for 4 weeks and then see if you want 5. I'd say 9 times out of 10 they go, I don't want the 5th day, I'm calm with 4. Like once you've unlocked how to properly train, you realize how valuable that rest is.
Yeah, I completely get what you mean. And going back to the previous discussion on the most common thing to change, what about on the nutrition side of things?
I would say probably making people pay attention a bit more to fats. I think a lot of people, obviously, a lot of people are used to protein and calories, and a lot of people are used to or kind of accidentally getting a decent number of carbs. But majority of people that I come across still treat fats as a number to get as low as possible. And so kind of re-educating people about the role of fats and kind of making them pay attention to those. I'm like, yeah, protein and fats first, and then we fill the rest of the calories with carbs, get it as high as possible. But that's probably the biggest change I would make. What about you, man?
Yeah, so on the nutrition side of things, I would say the biggest change that I make for new clients is firstly increasing the number of meals they're having, because most people are having like 3 meals a day, and then they're like, oh, I'm really hungry and I end up snacking on stuff. I'm like, yeah, because you're going 6+ hours without eating any food. And that lends itself as well to what you were saying about fats as well, because if you're trying to keep that low as possible, then your meals are going to be digesting even faster. And yes, you're eating a lot of food in one go, but you're still going to get hungry, and then that leads to lapses in adherence and all that sort of thing. So getting people within that range of, say, like 4 to 6 meals per day, even if one of those meals is literally just a protein shake, like it's going to be better than the typical 3, which, to be honest, is not going to be optimal for your physique progress.
Yeah, is there a reason that we as I don't know about the rest of the world, but we in the Western world typically have 3 meals a day? Is there any reason for it? Because it seems pretty arbitrary to me. I don't know. Have you read anything about it? Have you heard anything? Honestly, it's not something I've looked into, like the history of why we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But
I guarantee you we're going to search this and find like an hour-long podcast discussing this topic, because my brain would go to, well, people have something before work, they get a break at work for lunch, and then they have something when they get home. But even then, if I was doing that, I'd still have a meal pre-bed, like 1 to 2 hours before.
Yeah, it just seems very arbitrary in my opinion. But I guess you had to pick a number of meals to have, so it just ended up being 3. But yeah, I like when I was before I tracked food, I always ended up probably having like 4 or 5 smaller meals a day anyway. I feel like that just kind of lends itself nicer to me personally. But yeah, I think getting people between that 4 to 6 meal a day is ideal, unless I've got people who again are very, very time constrained. But even then, are you messaging John right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you see his thing in the chat?
No, what did he say?
He said, can you resend the meeting ID? Oh,
I'm such a bad person.
Okay. So for the majority of people, between 4 to 6 is going to be ideal, unless you're really, really busy and you genuinely can't do it, or it would be an additional stress to your life. Then just focus on getting the calories and the protein in however you can. But majority of people, especially if you're craving and snacking, 4 to 6, bingo.
Yeah, I would agree with that, to be fair. I'm just trying to load up WhatsApp, but I never use it on here, so I can't find it.
Oh, mate, I've been using Snapchat web.
What?
Yeah, Snapchat finally added like a web page, which is great for me because I pretty much live on this laptop. So now I don't have to pick up my phone. So I will scroll and message on Instagram here. I'll respond to True Coach and WhatsApp and clients here. I'll be sending out emails here. And now in my personal life, I can also send Snapchats from here. So I'm sitting in my office absolutely laughing, bro. I've got it all covered.
Do I have you on Snapchat?
Yeah, I don't really use it. Actually, I might be able to send you a message right now.
Yeah, I don't really use it either, to be honest. I don't really like it that much.
I mean, to
I
be
used
honest,
to use it like all the time,
yeah.
but now it's
The thing is, it's like
Yeah.
I encourage clients to use WhatsApp because having a dedicated messenger for just clients means that whenever a WhatsApp comes in, you're like, bang, let's get on it. But then like for my personal life, because I spend most of my time on Instagram anyway, I just kind of like use Instagram for DMs and group chats and stuff.
Yeah, so I use Signal, which is basically like WhatsApp. Like it's developed by the same sort of people, but it just means that only clients are on there, so it doesn't get lost in like my personal stuff, and I can just respond to people as quickly as possible, if that makes sense.
Fair play, man. That makes sense. I like that. To be fair, my WhatsApp, I don't have anything personal on there really. I've got like one group chat that's my housemates at uni, and they barely use that. I mean, we barely use that. It's mainly now Snapchat and Instagram.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's kind of worked out nicely. But to be fair, if my WhatsApp starts getting filled with personal stuff, then yeah, I'll jump to something else because it's nice to have a platform that's like, this is clients, you know?
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more of like this is work and this is.
Yeah, like if I'm setting like a do not disturb on my phone, I can set to whether include WhatsApp or not. So I've got like a personal mode and a work mode. And the work mode is literally just WhatsApp and Insta. And then personal is like everything except for WhatsApp and Insta.
Yeah, you could dye your hair like one color when you're in work mode.
Yeah. That's what the split dye was, bro. I'm thinking of re-bleaching it. I need to get a trim, but I'm holding out until uni. So I've got a little bit of a barnet on me.
I had mine here before I go back to uni because my barber is the GOAT.
Fair, man. Fair.
Did we talk about this last week? I can't remember.
Yeah, you said you were loyal to your barber.
Yeah, loyalty.
Jeez.
Right. Is John joining?
I don't know, man.
On? Do we know?
No, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Right.
You sent him the link. It's up to him and his schedule.
Oh, you did send me a Snapchat.
I did just now. Just now, I sent you lol.
Oh. You send me photos of your friend next time.
I've been listening to Carbs Cast recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that was going, but I've been out on walks. I've finally given Carbs Cast a go.
Have you heard any episodes where I got like mega roasted? They're the old ones.
Not where you got roasted. Not where you got roasted. Ones where you and Liam have sent in messages, which is always funny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But the thing is, Joe and Christian, because you're obviously watching this, because what else would you be doing with your time? Obviously not coaching. You boys need to put it on Spotify. Fuck Apple Podcasts, bro. Get that shit out of here.
I use Apple Podcasts all the time, mate.
Bro, I can't get. Hey, there's John.
Jeez, man is in the red room and that.
Jeez. Bro's looking tanned. He's got the Milana tan in.
Of course. That red light therapy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing anyway, bro? What you been up to?
Yeah, bro. I've just set up a rowing machine, which was good fun.
Man is doing cardio.
Jeez.
Yeah, cardio and uni work. That's life at the minute.
Did you actually get it like as a cardio tool?
No, it was not for me.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's commitment to expenditure. Putting a fucking rowing machine in your room.
I want one of the standalone treadmills that just go on the floor. I want either like a fold-out bike or one of the treadmills that go on the floor.
Yeah,
that's what Josh Bridgman has. That looks sick.
Mate, those treadmills would be a lifesaver because some days I'm like just do work all day and then it's the end of the day and I can't be asked to go and do like 12k steps. Like I wish I could just do my steps like standing at my laptop.
Yeah, so the way that I sort of schedule it is I like have multiple slots a day where I'll reply to people on Instagram and that sort of thing. So I do that while I'm walking after my meals. But if I could, I would probably just have like a standing desk and then put a treadmill underneath it.
Yeah.
And you just do like slow steps. I remember Matt saying to me that he's got one of the little like fold out ones, and because he's like 250 pounds, like it takes it pretty poorly because it's just like an Amazon treadmill that's meant for like a wife at home or something like that. Is that sexist? I don't know.
Women are typically lighter than men, and he's a very heavy man, so I think that's okay. I think
because he's like 6 foot something.
Yeah, he's a.
Oh mate, do you know who does look ridiculous in person? Will Bassett.
Does he?
Yeah, I saw him at FitX, and like man just literally walks out, and you're just like, what is that?
Do you have any pictures?
Everyone else was like 5'10", something like that. That's obviously a very generic height, but he just looks absurdly huge because of how tall he is and the structure.
Do you have any pictures of him?
Just search porridge gains.
Porridge.
You're gonna do this now. You're gonna insert this post-production so listeners can see.
You want me to edit in a picture of porridge gains?
No.
Oh, what you want me to share my screen or something?
No. Oh, that is a cool thing we could do. To be fair, we might do that one week.
Should I share my screen?
I should. I don't think you can. I should have shared my screen. You know, when we were talking about something about our physiques, I can't remember what we said.
Oh, the glutes.
Oh, the glutes. Yeah. He
Fuck
says
me,
he's
he
gonna
does
have
look.
the best glutes, John. And then he was like, "We all three of us need to pose in pants."
Yeah, well, I said
And-
in pants.
I said that's a bit sus, but yeah.
Bro, we'll keep socks on.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we keep socks on.
Yeah. You know.
Do you know what weirds me out when people sleep in socks?
Nah, that's actually elite.
Nah.
Temperature regulation.
Oh, is that the time? Sorry, boys, I gotta go. Sleeping in socks.
It's so weird. Like how people do that.
Speaking of weird, this is completely unrelated, but it's just popped into my head and I've wanted to talk about it for ages. What is this? Lightly sweetened cream of rice. That's the only flavor.
It's just got stevia in.
Stevia cream of rice. Are you joking? That's so dead, man.
Well, it's basically just rice flour and then they put a little bit of sweetener in it.
Yeah, that's so dead.
Didn't your girlfriend get you those?
Yeah, she got me them, yeah.
Oh, mad.
Yeah,
it's addicted to the gains.
It's the CSN like 15 variety pack. It's like 50 grams per pack. You get 15. Yeah, I think it's every flavor. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like buying them all individually must be a right headache. But if they have a variety pack, that's pretty good.
The fucker wrapped them individually. I opened up a box and it was full of tiny little sachets wrapped up. And I opened one up and I was like, oh, maple bacon cream of rice. Nice. What's this one? Oh, blueberry muffin cream of rice. And she was like, yeah, there's 15. I wrapped them all up. And I was like, okay, thanks, Chloe.
I've done that before, and it's so funny because the excitement of unwrapping the first one compared to the last one is just like so different.
Mate, when I unwrapped lightly sweetened, I cried. Just tears streaming down my face.
Oh my god, why am I so tired?
John, I don't suppose you've got any questions for the pod because Luke had 2 and I've had none.
Nobody roasted us. Did you see that?
I know.
I said give us questions for the pod or just roast us, and nobody roasted us. Maybe I should put up an anonymous question one and we'll get roasted next time.
You did put an anonymous one up, didn't you?
Yeah, but not for the podcast.
Oh, tragic.
Did you like what I said for people that went for the anonymous one?
I didn't see all of it. I just saw the one that you responded. I didn't see any of them.
No, I just put up a question box.
Yeah.
This is for those of you with a massive chest.
Yeah.
And then the anonymous one was for those who don't back themselves and have the chest of a 10-year-old girl. Yeah, John, did you get any questions?
No, the inactivity on Instagram hasn't provided this man of any questions.
Fair, man.
What a letdown. You were even later than Jack was when he had his guest.
Oh God.
That was tragic, man.
Darius was so baked that day. It's so funny. As soon as I came into the call, I was like, my guy is high as fuck.
Kobe just competed, bro. He deserves it.
Oh, mate, yeah,
Like
nothing.
the
wrong
video
with
of
it.
Arnold laying back after the Olympia.
Bro,
Puffing.
it was
I
so
reckon we need
crazy.
to line up another high-profile guest.
True. Who should we get on? Should we get on Joe Jeffrey?
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking.
Joe, I love talking to Joe, mate. He's so funny.
He is such a sound guy. The
I
thing
think
is,
he
like,
might be a little bit busy.
yeah, that's the. I feel like he probably would say yes if he could, just because he's that nice, genuinely.
Yeah, he is a legend, to be fair. We'll have a little brainstorm, or if anybody who is, for some reason, still listening to this.
If you're listening and you want to be on the Catabolic Window, send us a DM. And if you're somewhat famous or we care, we'll probably let you in, maybe. But if you're a nobody, you get fucked. We're nobodies as well, so it's okay.
We're trying to grow this podcast, bro. Stop alienating.
Bro, people like the controversy. Sorry, I'm
Should we
just
get
going
the-
through my Instagram to see if there's anyone that we could invite on.
We'll have a brainstorm and see what we reckon, because we haven't had one on for a little while. But I reckon we call it a day there, because I am absolutely shattered and I want to mong out on the sofa.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling fucked as well. It's this illness, man, just draining me.
Yeah, we've discussed his lack of appetite this week, John, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, lack of appetite. That's taken a turn. What's happened?
It's being ill, man, being ill. But to be fair, like, I've not tried to make my food easier to go down. It's still very high volume. Like, I'm still eating cream of rice and veg. I'm still drinking like 5 liters a day. So
yeah, it's not quite the same when you're ill compared to just like not having an appetite, because illness just ruins you anyway.
yeah, like, it always dips down when I'm ill. I'm also like, I'm on a deload, so I'm obviously quite fatigued. But yeah,
Deload.
I think it will be deloaded. I think it will come back genuinely. Like, yeah, to be fair, like, there's been a couple days, past few days, where I've been with Chloe the entire day. I've forgotten to eat, so then I've gone to like the BP garage and been like, right, if it fits your macros, let's just get some junk food in. And then I end up being like, oh, sugar, now I'm really hungry, so it can't be that bad.
And that is why Jack is a crap bodybuilder, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, don't want it bad enough, guys. Clearly.
Can't even stick to the plan, mate. Jeez.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, clearly. Can't diet, bro. Every time I've been shredded is now null. Sorry, guys. It doesn't.
I've had a stool chart of 1 for the past 4 days after the meetup.
Jeez.
Yeah, felt ill. One of you boys gave me something.
Oh, it might.
That is an outrageous claim. I'm having none of that.
Yeah, no.
Too high test. Too
Bro.
high test. I couldn't handle it.
I think it's withdrawal from not seeing us. After you saw us, it just like, it's withdrawal now.
Solid. Right.
What is that on your hand? What is that on your hand?
Oh, my cousin gave me a tattoo.
Oh,
This
man.
is the same cousin that found my posing trunks.
Yeah,
I've also got one
John,
here.
his cousin fucking walked into his room, pulled out his posing trunks, and was like, "What are these?" And she's 5 years old, bless her.
How did you explain it?
She just ran downstairs and showed everybody. I didn't really get a chance. Yeah, she's pretty good, man.
She's now gonna think you just have weird tastes in pants, bro.
Yeah, basically.
Which you do.
No.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get some red ones for next time I compete, I reckon.
red posing trunks.
Yeah. I think those ones will still fit me when I'm lean.
I don't know what color to go for. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for the first time I compete, I've got 3 years to think about it, but still, it is on my mind.
Yeah.
And
Maybe put that as another little like countdown, decide what posing trunks to get, because you've already got the PCA first timers one or something, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll decide one day out, bro. Same with the posing routine.
No, mate, they take like 6 years to come. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. I'm not leaving anything to the last minute. Like, if to be fair, like, even tomorrow I might like I want as far ahead as possible to be like knowing exactly what I'm doing. Like, to be fair, the sooner I can get like a routine together and some posing trunks upon me, the better.
Yeah, sort it out. Actually stick to your diet, bro.
Bro, what is this? Man's coming at me. The guy who couldn't eat more than 3 calories. So sad.
What do you mean?
When you were struggling to when
It was
you were
4K.
Yeah, 4K. All right.
Yeah, but I'm also like half a foot shorter than you.
Yeah, don't want it bad enough, bro. Sorry.
Oh, shut up. Right, I'm gonna go scram my oats and watch some moderately interesting TV. So we'll see you all later. Bye bye.